Right, hello everybody. Look what we've got today. We've got a real treat. We've got this absolutely filthy wheel and tyre and wheel well combo. And now this is excellent because today I'm going to be giving you all an in-depth, well, how-to video really of how to clean and protect your wheels and tyres and how to clean your fender wells. Now, I get a lot of questions actually when I'm out and about, because people notice the wheels of this car and they say, how do you get it so clean? And I just sort of smile and say, well, you know, bit of this, bit of that. But today I'm going to reveal all. So it's going to be a journey. So sit back and just enjoy. I'm going to take you through the tools and the products that I use. Starting with, I use 2 buckets, both with grit guards and just clean water. I use, frankly, the best products out there, Adams polishers, exclusively Adams polishers. Although I should point out I'm not in any way linked, sponsored or otherwise to them, I just happen to like their stuff. So that's what I use. I use a variety of brushes, which I will explain as we go through the tutorial. And most importantly, I think, I use a pressure washer. Now, a pressure washer is the safest way to get the most amount of dirt and grime off the wheel before you actually touch it, which is, safety's kind of the theme here. And then last but not least, I have an assortment of products here to protect the tyre and the wheel. I've got my Adams Polishers H2O Garden Gloss for the wheel face, and I've got the VRT for the tyre. So sit back, because in about half an hour, no, probably about 10 minutes, this wheel will look absolutely incredible. Yeah. So the first thing with any wheel cleaning that we start with is a rinse with the pressure washer. So really want to get into the barrels of the wheel as well. And next, the fender well. Just want to spray all that out. Set that down there. Okay. So, the first product that we will be using is the Adams Polishers Eco Wheel Cleaner. Now, I have this in a gallon form, so I just decant it into the spray bottle. We just spray this onto the wheel face, nice and liberally. Now, I get a lot of questions about why do I use the Eco Wheel Cleaner for these wheels specifically, and the answer is they're actually diamond cut. Now, diamond cut wheels, and they're just a raw aluminum surface. So if I were to use anything more aggressive, it would actually stain the aluminum, especially if it dried. And that is actually, that's really hard to get out, so sometimes impossible. So I use the Eco Wheel Cleaner, and it just does the job absolutely perfectly. So the first thing we start with is our lug nut brush. Now, with our lug nut brush, we get into the lug nuts, give them a good scrub out. It's important actually to note that when you do this, you don't want to apply too much pressure. And then we get into our dust can there. Then we do the hats. Now, the hats are these little things where essentially inside the wheel hub is. And no one ever thinks to clean them, and the calipers, of course. I see a lot of people actually out there that never, and they call themselves professionals, who don't bother cleaning the hats. And it's important that you do, because they're never really painted that well, and they just rust out and look pretty rubbish if you don't. So that's the work done with our lug nut brush. 2-bucket method. After we've finished scrubbing out the lug nuts, we go into our white bucket that I showed you earlier, brush it against the grip guard, and then put it back in our blue clean bucket. Now, the next thing is the wheel face. I like to use this brush for the wheel face. It's very, very soft. It's actually really quite nice, just to sit and do this with. Anyway, so I use this on the wheel face. What do I do? I just scrub out very, very gently. I go all around there, and rim, just on the face, very gently. And you can see the product is foaming up nicely. Now that is a good sign, because that foam is providing us lubrication so we don't scratch our wheel. Okay, after we've done that, dunk the brush into our rinse bucket. It's lovely and clean again. Pop it back in there. Next step. Now these wheels are very complicated. They've got all these little pockets in them, and what the brake dust loves to do is collect in these little pockets, because brake dust is, well, it's evil. So what we do is we spray out our brush like that, and then we start from the top and we work our way through the spokes, getting out all of the brake dust. You see? Nice and easy. Just work it through. You can see all that lovely foam. And then go back up to the top. Just make sure we've got everything. There's no rush with wheels. I mean, when you're a professional, you can just spend as long as you like. I mean, this is my car, so I get lost in getting these wheels. It takes me about an hour to get around all four when I detail it. Then what do? We move in to the barrels. Now it's very important to clean the barrels. I see a lot of people overlooking these as well when I'm out and about. So I have this brush here that I like to use for the barrels. Now, it really doesn't matter where you start, but you just want to get in there and, still being very gentle, scrub it all out. Now, these wheels have a little bit of road tar in them, in the barrels. Now, this cleaner and this brush will not be able to do anything against that. But against the brake dust that's built up in here, it will be absolutely fine. Really, for the road tar, what I need to do is remove the wheel and get in there with a cleaner. But that is a video for another day. Can't have all the fun at once. So we work our way around the intricate spokes of our wheel. I think cleaning the wheels actually can really make a big difference to the overall appearance of the car. Like, if your wheels are dirty but your car is relatively clean, it just makes the whole thing look quite sad. So I really like to pay attention to the wheels. Now, the last step for the wheel face is our little mitt. Now what do we do with this? With this, we hook our fingers behind here and get behind the spokes. Now, people use wheel woolies for this, but to be perfectly honest, this is much more effective, especially for these wheels where there's absolutely no room for anything bigger than a pinky finger. So I do this. makes sure that they don't rot from the inside out. And then what do? I take my glove, stroke it along the grip guard in my rinse bucket, bring it out, pop it back in there. Now, take our pressure washer. We give our wheel a nice thorough rinse. Then what do? We take our tyre and rubber cleaner. We spray down our tyre. Say I use a lot if you want, but really just makes it easier. Then we take our tyre scrub brush. It's a nice rubberized brush, so if you bang it along the fenders on a sports car, it doesn't scratch anything. And we just work out the product. Take our brush, dunk it in our rinse bucket, and then pop it back in our main bucket. Now, what you're looking for with tyres is the colour of the foam. Now, this is relatively clean, but what you want is a pure white foam. Now, that tells you that the tyre is clean and will receive a dressing. So I'll probably go around just once more. You will see this time the foam will be a lovely white, just like that. So that's how you clean your tyre. It's very easy. Now, last but not least is the wheel well, the fender well. So, this area is going to get a lot of muck and grime on it, so what you want is a really heavy, juicy cleaner. So I like this all-purpose cleaner. Now, in the summertime, I dilute it 3:1, but in winter, or spring or fall or whatever, I like to just use it neat because there's just more stuff on the roads that's going to cause corrosion, especially on an older car. You know, I've done 150,000 miles in this, so I just want to make sure that it's safe. So I spray out the wheel well. Like that. Lovely. Then I take my brush. It's a long handled brush, so I can really get in there, and I just scrub it out. Get along the spring, as much of the spring as you can, sway bar links, pretty much anything you can see. I've got the shock absorber here as well, and it's a frame. Just everything you want to scrub out. And then you dunk it back in your rinse bucket, and then there we go. So that is cleaning. Let me finish it off with a nice thorough rinse. Right, so that is the cleaning stage done. The next stage is our protection stage. So we're going to be using H2O garden gloss on the wheels. Now the process for this is quite straightforward. You have two towels. One, now I really like these towels. They're a 70-30 polyester polyamide blend. Very soft, very thick, very, very absorbent, and they're very safe for my lovely diamond cut wheels. So we rinse, make one a little bit wet, and then we wring it out so it's just damp. Now then what do? We take our H2O garden gloss, just spray it onto the wheel, just like that. Nice and easy. Now these wheels actually have a ceramic coating on them already, so this is more of a maintenance product on this, but it is a very successful standalone product. So just rub it all in. I'm rubbing it in with this towel. While I'm rubbing it in, I'm just going to make it absolutely plain. I am not in any way sponsored by Adam or his brand to endorse his products. I just happen to like them, and I buy them because they're the best. So that's all rubbed in. Then we take a clean dry towel and we just buff it. And wiping and levelling off the product, giving this. Now, I know what you all are going to say. You're all going to comment and say, it's ridiculous, it looks the same, but in reality, this is just a how-to video. It's not designed to be a massive before and after reveal, because I want to inform you as well as entertain you. So there will be, for sure, disaster how-to videos with wheels that are messed up in the future, but this is just a simple tutorial. So that is our wheel face all done. Now we've got water on the paintwork, but that's okay. It's not an enormous amount of water on the paintwork. You want to always start with washing your wheels. One, because, well, you get overspray from the pressure washer, but also because if you wash them while your car is wet, water spots will dry on the paintwork. So the next thing we do is we dry off our tyre as best we can with our towel. It's very important to note actually that you can't use a tyre dressing, well, certainly none of the tyre dressings I've ever heard of, on a wet tyre. So if you actually want it to work, you have to dry off your tyre, and sometimes, depending on weather conditions, you may have to wait a little bit too. So that's what we're going to be doing here. We're just going to dry off the tyre and then apply some vinyl rubber and trim dressing. Now I quite like this. I prefer it to the spray tyre dressings because frankly it's much easier to apply, and I just think a matte tyre looks better on these. So put it on our little applicator, rub it in so we don't get high spots. So what you want to do is, before you actually touch the tyre, you want it to look something like that in your applicator. Then we just massage it in, literally just massaging it into the tyre. Now I know what you all are going to say. You're going to say, oh, you've missed a bit on the bottom, you've missed a bit. What you have to do there, when you've done all 4 wheels and tyres, you pull the car forwards, you spray a bit of tyre and rubber cleaner onto a microfiber towel, run it over the bit that you've missed because of where it's parked, and then apply the VRT once you've established the tyre is dry. It's that simple. So that's all you do for that. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I think that is perfect. Now, what do you think about my technique? Do you think 2 buckets is a bit overkill? I mean, I don't really think we can be overkill, especially not with this car. I mean, this is my dream car, remember? So, yeah, just comment if you like my technique and if you think the wheel looks good. Because I mean, I think it looks quite good, but then I did it, didn't I? So of course it's just massage the tyre getting in. Now you want to get into the little lip here around the tyre, so it all looks nice and level. And that way you will have a perfect looking wheel and tyre combo. Just like that. Thank you all for watching.